We often talk about perpetual calendars, but what is this? Our calendar system, the Gregorian calendar, is very complicated, with months with 31 days, with 30 days, 28. And when we are wearing a wristwatch with a date indicator, we have to adjust it every end of the month. A watch with a perpetual calendar should do this automatically. My task was to develop a new perpetual calendar, a wristwatch with a perpetual calendar. It was not easy in this time, beginning the 1980s. Not easy, that means it was a real adventure to do it. With all tools I had or I had not, I have to try it. How could I do this in a wristwatch? I wanted to do something extraordinary. I say it should be a new generation of perpetual calendar. Easy for the user, easy to adjust only by turning the crown. It should be easy to produce, and my way, all these years, I always tried to make it possible to make industrial serial production of this perpetual calendar that was never before. So I got my first ideas how to change the date, end of February for instance, and to change the date hand for the last 3 days. And so I had my ideas, a date wheel with 31 teeth, then a small lever to change the date wheel for 1 step every night, and then I needed another small lever to change the date hand from February 28th of 31st. One day in 1984, I finished the first prototype, and this was a very important day for me. I got the microscope, I got a camera on top of the microscope, and so I started the calendar one evening of the 27th of February, and I was observing how it was working, and it changed it to the 28th of February. So I continued to observe the changement from 28th of February to 1st of March. And I made photos and photos. I never was working the whole day, only looking in the microscope how it works, and it works. And it really changed to 1st of March. And for me, then it was one of my happiest days of my life. With this combination, this mechanical movement with a perpetual calendar, IWC was able to give to a wristwatch much more any quartz watch can give. And so the mechanical watch was really the winner in this time.
Until today, IWC is still building the perpetual calendar, which was invented in 1983 by Kurt Klaus. The speciality of our perpetual calendar is that it shows a full calendar, which means it shows you the day, the date, the month, the year, the decade, the century, and also the millennia, which changes, for example, from 1999 to the year 2000. Another speciality of the IWC perpetual calendar is the double moon phase, which is placed at 12 o'clock, that will show you the northern and the southern hemisphere. Probably the most important feature of the perpetual calendar is setting the whole system once it has to start running again. Kurt Klaus wanted to make it as simple as possible, not to be pushing a lot of buttons, so he just set everything over the crown, which means pulling the stem and you can switch the whole calendar and set it over the crown. With the perpetual calendar, IWC created a milestone in watchmaking, and therefore it has been and will remain one of our most important complications.